Chosen one, stop scrolling. This message is not for everyone. If you are not one of God's chosen, you won't last through this video because the words I'm about to speak are not casual entertainment. They are a divine message sent to you at this exact moment for a reason. Have you ever been seconds away from disaster? A car accident, a sudden fall, a life-threatening moment, yet somehow you walked away unharmed. That wasn't luck. That was God's hand moving in your life. That was a spiritual encounter, an angelic visitation you may not have seen, and the heavens working to keep you alive. You're here because your mission is not over. You're here because the enemy tried and failed. God has preserved you just as He always preserves His chosen ones until their assignment is complete. I need you to listen closely, and I mean closely. What you hear today will sharpen your discernment, awaken your spirit, and reveal why you were spared. This is your confirmation. Before we begin, comment 333, whichever number resonates in your spirit right now. Then subscribe to Spirit Guide, tap the bell icon, and share this message with another chosen one who needs to hear it. Stay with me until the very end. This is more than a video. This is God speaking to you, right on time. God's unseen hand in your escape. Chosen one, I want you to sit with this truth. The reason you are alive right now is because heaven intervened on your behalf. You may think you know how it happened. You may believe it was your quick reaction, your good driving skills, or the kindness of someone who stepped in. But the real truth runs deeper. It was the unseen hand of God moving in your life, shifting events and blocking harm before it could touch you. There are moments in your life when danger draws near, yet you don't see it coming. The spiritual realm, however, sees everything, both the attacks forming in the darkness and the path you are walking in the light. At the exact second the enemy planned to strike, God's hand reached in and altered the course of events. Sometimes this intervention is dramatic, like a miraculous escape, but other times it's subtle, almost invisible. You might never know how close you came to disaster until long after it's over. Think of the times you were delayed for no reason. A flat tire, an unexpected phone call, a misplaced item that made you turn back. At the time you were frustrated. You thought the delay was a problem. But in truth, it was divine rerouting. Heaven shifted your steps so that you would not be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's the hidden work of a spiritual encounter. That's God making sure you avoid what was meant to harm you. There are also moments when protection comes in the form of split-second reflexes, slamming the brakes, swerving the wheel, or stepping out of harm's way. You may think, that was just my reaction. But where do you think that reaction came from? In that instant, you were being guided. Sometimes it is an angelic visitation, a presence so swift you don't have time to see it, only to feel its effect. Other times it is the Spirit Himself quickening your senses so you act without hesitation. Chosen one, God's protection is not random. It is strategic. He knows the assignment on your life, and He knows what the enemy would do to try to stop it. Every time you are spared, it is because your mission is not yet complete. The enemy may have set a trap, but God saw it first and dismantled it. You may never see the battle that took place in the spiritual realm for your safety, but you can trust that it happened. Sometimes He even warns you ahead of time. This warning may come through prophetic dreams that show danger before it happens, giving you the chance to pray, change your path, or prepare yourself. Or it may be a deep, unshakable feeling in your spirit, a sudden urge not to go somewhere or not to take a certain action. This is not paranoia. It's a divine message sent to keep you alive. Many people ignore these inner nudges and pay the price, but the chosen ones learn to listen. And here's what you must remember. Protection doesn't always feel like protection in the moment. Sometimes it feels inconvenient. Sometimes it feels like disappointment. You might have missed an opportunity you thought was important, only to later find out it would have brought you harm. You might have been forced to stay home when you wanted to leave, only to discover that chaos unfolded right where you were meant to go. This is why you must trust God's hand even when you don't see it clearly. Chosen one, your life is not ordinary. That means your protection is not ordinary either. Every close call is a sign that heaven is watching over you. Every escape is proof that your purpose still matters. You carry something within you that the world needs, and until that mission is fulfilled, God will continue to guard your steps. But you must stay under His covering. You must remain in alignment with His will, because the safest place for a chosen one is always inside the will of God. Reflect for a moment on the last time you avoided harm. Look beyond the surface. Could it be that the coincidences were actually the fingerprints of God? Could it be that what you thought was your own quick thinking was the result of an unseen angel moving through your life? The more you acknowledge His hand, the more your eyes will open to how often He moves for you. And never forget, the enemy is persistent. Just because one plan failed doesn't mean he won't try again. But when your life is rooted in obedience, you are not easily touched. The hand of God becomes not just a momentary rescue, but a constant shield. So the next time you find yourself delayed, redirected, or spared, don't chalk it up to chance. Stop and say, "Lord, I see you." Thank Him for His covering. Ask Him to reveal the message behind the rescue. Because chosen one, God doesn't just save you from something. He's saving you for something. And as long as you walk in His will, His unseen hand will never let you fall before your time. Signs you were spiritually protected. Chosen one, divine protection is never random. God does not preserve you by accident. If you have been spared from disaster, whether through a sudden angelic visitation, a warning in the form of prophetic dreams, or an unexplainable spiritual encounter, it is because heaven has decided that your life must continue. Your protection is not a small act of kindness from God. It is a strategic move to ensure His plan for you is fulfilled. From the moment you entered this world, your life carried purpose. Before you took your first breath, heaven had written your assignment into eternity's script. This means your life is not just about you. It's about the souls your life will touch, the words you will speak, and the light you will carry into dark places. The enemy knows this, which is why he tries so desperately to end your story before it reaches its fullness. But God is always ahead of him. Chosen ones are marked. That mark is both a target and a seal. It draws the enemy's attention because your calling threatens his plans, but it also draws heaven's defense because you belong to God. You are not left unguarded. The Lord assigns his angels to you, as Psalm 91 declares. He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This is not poetic imagery. It is a spiritual reality. Wherever you go, God's forces go with you. God's protection over you is not only for your benefit, but for the benefit of those tied to your destiny. There are people you have not yet met whose lives will be changed because you live to fulfill your mission. If the enemy succeeded in destroying you, their breakthrough could be delayed or lost altogether. This is why heaven defends you so fiercely. Your obedience will impact many more than yourself. Sometimes God's protection is dramatic, stopping an attack in its tracks. Other times it is subtle, changing circumstances so quietly that you may never even realize what you were spared from. A sudden change of plans, a conversation that delays you, an instinct not to leave home just yet. These are small but powerful shifts, orchestrated by the Spirit to keep you safe. The chosen ones often mistake these for inconveniences, when in truth, they are shields. You must also understand that your protection is connected to your alignment. God's covering is strongest when you walk in His will. This does not mean danger will never come near you, but it does mean that when it does, it will not succeed. The moment you step out of alignment, you expose yourself to unnecessary risk. Chosen one, you cannot afford to be careless with your spiritual positioning. The enemy will always try to find openings through sin, disobedience, fear, or distraction. But when you remain obedient, those openings are sealed shut. This is why many times before a major breakthrough, you may feel an increase in spiritual pressure. The attacks intensify because the enemy senses you are close to fulfilling part of your assignment. Yet the closer you walk with God, the greater the divine intervention you will see. Chosen one, protection is also preparation. God preserves you because He is preparing you for the next part of your mission. Every time you are spared, it should deepen your sense of responsibility. You were not saved to live carelessly. You were saved to live purposefully. Each escape is a reminder that you are on assignment and that the enemy's attempt to silence you has failed again. This truth should keep you humble. Do not take God's protection for granted. Many have assumed that divine covering is automatic, only to realize that neglecting God's voice leads to vulnerability. When you understand the weight of your calling, you will treat His protection as sacred. You will respond with gratitude, obedience, and a determination to stay under His shield. So the next time you walk away from a close call, pause and recognize what has happened. Don't just breathe a sigh of relief and move on. Acknowledge that God's hand moved for you. Thank Him for His angels. Ask Him what He is preparing you for, because when heaven keeps you here, it is always for a reason. Chosen one, your protection is proof that you are still needed. It is evidence that your time is not up. It is a seal over your destiny that says, this one will finish the work. Walk in that awareness, live in that gratitude, and let the knowledge of why you are protected push you to live out your calling with all your strength, knowing that the same God who saved you today will keep you tomorrow, until the day your assignment is complete. Why the chosen ones are protected? Chosen one, divine protection is never random. God does not shield you without purpose. If you have been spared from disaster, whether through an angelic visitation, a warning in the form of prophetic dreams, or an unexplainable spiritual encounter, it is because heaven has decreed that your life must continue. Protection is not simply an act of kindness from God. It is a precise, strategic move to keep His plan for your life intact. Before you took your first breath, heaven wrote your assignment into the fabric of time. Your life is not a collection of random events. It is a deliberate path with divine appointments, people to reach, and work to accomplish. This means your existence is dangerous to the enemy. He knows what you carry. He knows the damage your obedience could cause to his kingdom. That is why he aims to end your story before it unfolds. But the God who chose you is always ahead of him. Being chosen places a mark upon you, a mark that draws two things: the attention of darkness and the defense of heaven. The enemy sees the mark as a target, but God seals it as protection. Psalm 91 declares, "He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This is not poetic language meant to inspire you. It is a spiritual reality. Wherever you go, heaven's guard is with you. God's protection over you is not solely for your benefit. It extends to the people connected to your calling. There are lives tied to your testimony, breakthroughs linked to your obedience. If the enemy could take you out, their deliverance could be delayed or lost. Heaven guards you not just for you, but for every destiny your life will touch. Sometimes this protection is dramatic, halting danger in an instant. You may swerve away from a crash or narrowly miss being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Other times, it is subtle, a conversation that delays you, an instinct to change direction, an inconvenience that keeps you home. Many dismiss these moments as coincidence, yet they are often the hand of God moving quietly. Protection, however, is not unconditional in its strength. It is tied to your alignment with God's will. The safest place for a chosen one is in obedience. This doesn't mean trouble will never come near you. It means trouble will never have the final word. When you step outside of God's covering, through rebellion, disobedience, or pride, you create openings for the enemy. But when you remain aligned, those openings are sealed, and your shield remains strong. The enemy searches constantly for weak points. He studies your patterns, waiting for moments when you are distracted or spiritually dull. Many of the attacks that fail against you never even reach your awareness, because God's intervention stopped them long before they touched you. And when the enemy's resistance increases, often just before a breakthrough, God increases your covering to match it. Protection is also preparation. Every time God spares you, it is not merely to keep you alive, it is to keep you ready for what comes next. Survival is not the end of the story. Each act of divine rescue should increase your sense of responsibility. You are not preserved to return to complacency. You are preserved to live intentionally, fulfilling your assignment with focus and urgency. Chosen one, humility must accompany this understanding. Never take your protection for granted. Many people assume God's covering will remain regardless of their choices, only to discover that negligence and stubbornness weaken their position. The more you value your calling, the more seriously you will guard your alignment. Gratitude will keep you vigilant. Obedience will keep you safe. So when you walk away from what could have been tragedy, don't just sigh in relief and move on. Pause and acknowledge what just happened. The Creator of the universe moved circumstances, commanded His angels, and rewrote the outcome for you. This is not small. Thank Him for it. Reflect on why He chose to keep you here. Ask Him what He is preparing you for next. Sometimes the answer will come quickly, and you will see the next assignment unfold. Other times, you will only understand later why that moment of protection was so critical. Either way, trust that God never wastes His intervention. There is always a reason. Your protection is proof of two things: the importance of your purpose and the faithfulness of your God. It is a sign that your time is not over, that your work is not complete. It is a seal over your destiny that says, "This one will finish the work." Chosen one, walk with that awareness. Live with that gratitude. Let the knowledge of why you are protected fuel your obedience and sharpen your focus. The same God who covered you this time will cover you again, until the moment your assignment is fulfilled and He calls you home. Decoding the divine message after being spared. Chosen one, every time God spares you, something deeper is happening than you may realize. His act of protection is never silent. Behind every rescue is a divine message. If you walk away from a close call without seeking that message, you may survive the danger, yet miss the instruction meant to guide your next steps. When you are spared, the first thing you must do is pause. Do not rush back into the noise of life as if nothing happened. Protection is an invitation to conversation. It is heaven saying, "Come closer, I have something to tell you." Many people feel relief after danger passes, but the chosen ones feel responsibility. They know there is meaning to uncover. Sometimes the message is simple and affirming: you are still needed. God wants to remind you that your time on earth is not over, that your mission is still in progress. This reminder strengthens your resolve and renews your focus. Other times the message is a warning. The path you are on will lead to harm if you continue. This warning could concern your choices, your environment, or the people you're connected to. One of the clearest ways God delivers these messages is through prophetic dreams in the days following your escape. These dreams may replay the danger you faced, reveal the forces behind it, or show what could have happened had you not been protected. They may also offer guidance for the days ahead. Chosen one, never dismiss such dreams. Write them down immediately. Even if you don't fully understand their meaning at first, their interpretation often comes later, sometimes through prayer, scripture, or confirmation from others. A divine message may also arrive through scripture that suddenly stands out in your reading. A verse you have seen many times before will suddenly pierce your heart with relevance. You may hear a sermon that feels as if it was written for you alone, or a stranger's casual words may echo something God has been trying to say. None of this is coincidence. These are threads in the fabric of your protection, woven to lead you toward understanding. Chosen one, you must realize that being spared is never meant to leave you unchanged. God's protection demands your response. He may be calling you into deeper obedience, asking you to leave behind certain relationships or habits, or urging you to prepare for a new season of your calling. If you survive and then continue living as before, you are treating His mercy lightly. There are times when the divine message is not solely about you. Your rescue may be tied to the protection of others. God may want you to share your experience as a testimony, to warn those around you, or to intercede for someone facing a similar threat. Your story can be the very thing that opens another person's eyes to God's reality. Pay attention to the timing of your deliverance. Was this close call just before a significant decision? Were you drifting spiritually and losing focus? Often God's protection arrives exactly when you need a realignment. He will not let you move further down a path that leads to destruction without giving you a chance to turn back. Understand, too, that divine messages often have layers. You may grasp the surface meaning immediately, that you were spared to continue your mission. But over time, deeper truths will unfold. This is why keeping a record is essential. Write down the details of what happened, how you felt, what you saw, and what you sensed God saying. As time passes, patterns will emerge, and you will see more clearly how He was guiding you. Every divine rescue is a reminder that heaven is actively involved in your life. It is easy to think of God as distant, but when you realize that He stepped into time and space to protect you, your awareness changes. You start to see His hand in moments you once overlooked. This awareness sharpens your discernment, making it easier to hear Him when the next warning comes. So when you are spared, ask yourself, what is God telling me about my current path? Is He affirming my direction or urging me to change course? Who else could this message be for? These questions open your heart to the full scope of what God is saying. Protection without interpretation is incomplete. God is not interested only in keeping you alive. He is interested in making sure you live rightly, fully aligned with His will. Survival is the first blessing. Understanding is the second. Both are necessary for your purpose to unfold. Chosen one, when you begin to decode the divine messages behind your protection, your relationship with God deepens. You shift from being a passive recipient of rescue to an active partner in heaven's work. You stop wandering blindly and start walking with deliberate steps. You no longer need constant rescues because your alignment keeps you under continual covering. The same God who saved you yesterday is speaking to you today. Listen closely. The message in your survival may be the key to avoiding the next danger and to stepping into the next stage of your calling. Strengthening your spiritual shield. Chosen one, surviving danger once does not mean you can live carelessly. God's protection is real, but so is the warfare pressing against it. You cannot assume the shield will stay strong if you neglect it. A spiritual shield is not a one-time gift that never changes. It is a living covering that grows stronger or weaker depending on your alignment with God. Strengthening that shield is your responsibility. The first way to fortify it is to deepen your relationship with God. You cannot expect divine protection if you live distant from the one who gives it. Talk to Him daily, not only when you are in need, but in moments of stillness and gratitude. Spend time in His presence so you can recognize His voice without hesitation. The chosen ones are preserved not because they are lucky, but because they are listening. Sensitivity to the Spirit sharpens through consistent prayer, worship, and obedience. The next step is to sharpen your discernment. Discernment is the ability to recognize the difference between a passing thought and a divine message, between a feeling and a warning from heaven. You must train yourself to notice the inner nudges, the sudden changes in atmosphere, the prophetic dreams that carry weight. Many have been harmed simply because they ignored a warning that came quietly. You cannot afford that kind of neglect. Obedience is another key. A shield can weaken in the time between when you hear God's instruction and when you act on it. The enemy operates in that gap. When God says move, you move. When he says wait, you wait. Delayed obedience is a slow leak in your protection. Swift obedience keeps the covering intact. The people you surround yourself with also affect your shield. Even a chosen one can face unnecessary battles if they stay too close to those walking in disobedience. Some people carry warfare because of their rebellion, and if you remain tied to them, you invite that battle into your life. This is why God sometimes removes you from certain relationships after sparing you, not out of cruelty, but to stop your shield from being breached. Your thought life matters too. Fear, bitterness, jealousy, and hopelessness are cracks in the armor. When you dwell in them, you make yourself vulnerable. Scripture calls us to think on what is pure, lovely, and praiseworthy for a reason. It is protection. A renewed mind is part of a protected spirit. Gratitude strengthens the shield as well. Thankfulness is not just a nice attitude, it is a spiritual defense. When you continually thank God for his covering, you keep your awareness sharp. You remember that every day is a gift, and every breath is grace. Gratitude makes it harder for pride or complacency to weaken your guard. Fasting and consecration also play a role. Fasting clears spiritual fog, making you more sensitive to the Spirit's leading. Consecration, setting yourself apart from things that dull your spirit, creates an environment where God's presence can rest on you heavily. The more his presence surrounds you, the stronger your shield becomes. Maintaining your shield also means staying spiritually fed. Read the Word daily. Let it shape your thinking and strengthen your faith. The Word is described as a sword, but it is also part of your defense. It reminds you of God's promises and authority over every threat you face. And do not forget the power of speaking life over your own path. Your words create atmosphere. Speak God's promises over your home, your work, your travels, your relationships. Declare his covering out loud. The enemy thrives in silence, but he retreats from faith-filled declarations. Chosen one, your spiritual shield is not a single wall of defense. It is a layered barrier. Prayer, discernment, obedience, relationships, thought life, gratitude, consecration, the word, and declarations, all working together. When one layer is weak, the others hold. When all are strong, the enemy has no entry point. If you strengthen your shield daily, you will notice that you walk into fewer dangerous situations. Doors to destruction will close before you even approach them. People with harmful intentions will be exposed and removed. Your spirit will sense trouble long before it arrives. This is not luck. It is the fruit of a fortified shield. So honor the protection you have been given. Guard your relationship with God fiercely. Keep your discernment sharp. Obey without delay. Surround yourself with people who live under God's covering. Keep your mind free from toxic thoughts. Stay thankful. Fast when led. Feed your spirit with the word. Speak life continually. The enemy may still circle, but he will find no opening. And when you live this way, you will not only survive attacks, many attacks will never even reach you. That is the life of a chosen one who keeps their shield strong. Angelic visitation and protection. Chosen one. There are moments when God's protection is delivered through his angels, swift, silent, and decisive. This is not the language of myth or imagination. Angelic visitation is a biblical reality and a continuing truth in the lives of those who belong to him. Hebrews tells us that angels are ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation. If you are a chosen one, you are not walking through this life unguarded. Heaven has assigned messengers, warriors, and protectors to watch over you. Sometimes angelic protection is dramatic and undeniable. You may find yourself in a dangerous situation and a stranger appears out of nowhere to help you. only for them to vanish without explanation. Perhaps no one else remembers seeing them. Perhaps you can't find them again, no matter how you search. These encounters leave a mark in your spirit because they defy normal explanation. Other times, the angelic work is felt rather than seen. You might experience a sudden force pulling you out of harm's way, or a supernatural burst of strength in a moment of weakness. There are those who have testified to feeling invisible hands steady them, lift them, or shield them from impact. Angels move with precision. They never waste their presence. When they act, it is intentional and effective. There are also moments when angels visit in dreams or visions. These are no ordinary dreams. They carry weight, clarity, and urgency. You may see a figure of light, hear a warning voice, or be shown a way of escape. Such spiritual encounters often come before physical danger, serving as an advance guard to prepare your heart and direct your steps. In this way, angelic work is tied closely to prophetic dreams and the delivery of a divine message before an event even unfolds. Chosen one, it is important to remember that angels are servants of God, not objects of worship. Their authority comes from the one who sent them. When you experience their intervention, you are experiencing the faithfulness of God Himself. That is why all thanks and praise must return to Him. Angels can be assigned for long seasons or sent for specific moments. Some remain unseen for years, guarding your steps quietly. Others arrive in a single moment to fulfill an urgent task and then return to their post in heaven. Whether they are standing watch or executing a swift rescue, their presence is a sign that your life is under divine command. Many times, angelic protection happens without your awareness. The danger you avoided may have been stopped before you even saw it forming. An accident could have been prevented miles ahead of you. An attack could have been dismantled before it reached your door. Just because you didn't see the angel does not mean they were not there. The absence of visible drama does not mean the absence of protection. There is also a connection between angelic activity and your alignment with God's will. When you walk closely with Him, your spirit is more in tune with their guidance. You may find yourself making decisions that don't make sense at the moment, leaving later than planned, taking a different route, or choosing not to attend an event, only to realize later those choices kept you from harm. This is angelic work in harmony with your obedience. Angelic visitation also serves as a reminder of your worth in God's plan. He will not assign such resources to a life without purpose. If angels have moved for you, it is because heaven sees your mission as worth protecting. Your survival is proof that you are carrying something valuable to the kingdom. Be mindful, too, that while angels are powerful, they operate under God's word and will. They are not free agents acting on their own desires. They move at His command for His purposes and always in alignment with His truth. This means that cultivating your relationship with God is the surest way to stay in step with their work in your life. Chosen one, knowing angels guard you should not make you careless. It should make you courageous. You are not walking alone through the threats of life. You are backed by heaven's security, but your responsibility is to remain aware, humble, and aligned. When you sense their intervention, pause and thank God. When you dream of their warning, act on it. When you are delayed or redirected without reason, trust that they may be guiding your steps. From the silent presence that surrounds you daily to the rare and unforgettable moments of visible rescue, angelic visitation is one of the clearest signs that God is actively invested in your journey. You are here because His angels have been here. You are alive because His word concerning you still stands. And as long as your assignment continues, so will their watch. When the close call is a wake-up call. Chosen one, not every escape is simply about keeping you alive for another day. Sometimes God allows you to come close enough to danger that you can feel its heat, not because He abandoned you, but because He is calling you to wake up. A close call can be both mercy and warning. Mercy because you were spared. warning because the path you are on may be leading toward greater risk. God knows his chosen ones intimately. He knows when your spirit is sharp and focused, and he knows when you have begun to drift. Sometimes, drifting doesn't feel dangerous at first. You might still pray, still read, still speak of God's goodness, but deep inside, the fire is dimming. The enemy is patient, waiting for that dimness to turn into darkness. That is why God may permit a moment that shakes you to your core, not to destroy you, but to reawaken you. A close call has a way of removing illusions. It strips away the false sense of control we sometimes live under. It reminds us that life is fragile, that time is short, and that every breath we take is because God allows it. This realization, if received correctly, can ignite a new urgency in your spirit. It can cause you to pray with more sincerity, to listen with greater attention, and to obey with quicker steps. Sometimes the wake-up call is about your spiritual health. Perhaps you've been ignoring subtle nudges from the Spirit, a divine message whispered through conviction, a caution that came in a prophetic dream, a change in atmosphere during a conversation. When these are overlooked for too long, God may allow a near-death experience or a moment of visible danger to make you pause and reconsider the way you've been living. At other times, the wake-up call is about your relationships. You may be connected to people who carry spiritual battles that are not yours to fight, people whose disobedience has created openings for the enemy. If you stay too close, you may be caught in the crossfire. God's mercy can manifest in a close call to show you that you are standing in unsafe territory and must move away before the real blow lands. The wake-up call can also be about your mission. You may have grown comfortable where you are, avoiding the assignments that feel too heavy or costly. But chosen one, comfort is not your calling. You were designed for purpose, not passivity. A brush with danger can stir you from that comfort and push you toward the very thing you've been avoiding. God may be saying, "Your time is now. Stop waiting. Step into the work I've given you." You must be careful not to misinterpret a close call as mere bad luck or coincidence. If you walk away shaken but unchanged, the lesson has been lost. God is not interested in scaring you for the sake of fear. His intent is transformation. He wants you to realign with His will, to restore your focus, and to remind you of your dependence on Him. When a wake-up call comes, the correct response begins with humility. Acknowledge that you were spared by grace, not skill. Thank Him for the covering that was still in place, even if you had wandered. Then, ask the hard questions. Lord, what are you showing me through this? Is there sin I need to repent of? Is there a change I need to make? Am I walking too close to danger without realizing it? Chosen one, it is also vital to act quickly on the revelation you receive. If God shows you that a certain environment is unsafe, leave it. If He exposes a harmful habit, break it. If He calls you to a deeper level of prayer, commit to it now. Delayed response to a wake-up call is dangerous. The enemy works in the time between your realization and your action. Some close calls are also meant to deepen your reverence for God. You may already walk with Him faithfully, but He knows there are higher levels of trust and intimacy for you to reach. Coming face to face with what could have ended your life and realizing He held you steady can ignite a level of worship and gratitude you've never known before. That deeper connection will become a shield for future battles. And yes, sometimes the wake-up call is not about you alone. It may be a sign to intercede for others, to pray for your family, your friends, your community. God may have shown you danger up close so that you would stand in the gap for those who are blind to it. Your prayer after your rescue might be the very thing that spares someone else. The danger of ignoring a wake-up call is that it can lead to a hardened spirit. If you survive and shrug it off, if you treat it as just another story to tell without changing your walk, you become less sensitive to the Spirit's leading. That is when the enemy finds it easier to gain ground. God's mercy is abundant, but it is not to be tested. Each warning is a chance to turn back before the cost becomes greater. So, chosen one, embrace the wake-up call for what it is, a gift. It is evidence that God loves you too much to let you drift into destruction without a fight. It is proof that your destiny is worth preserving, that your assignment is still active, and that heaven is still invested in your journey. Do not live in fear of what almost happened. Live in gratitude for what did happen, the intervention, the rescue, the reminder that you are covered. Let it push you into greater prayer, sharper discernment, and bolder obedience. Let it strip away every distraction so that you can walk forward lighter, stronger, and fully awake to the reality that your time here is precious. Because the truth is this: a wake-up call is not the end of your story. It is the point where your story takes a new direction. If you answer it well, you will step into your next chapter wiser, braver, and more in tune with the God who refused to let you go. Walking forward after protection. Chosen one, surviving what should have ended you is not the finish line. It's the starting point of a higher walk. Too many people see divine protection as the conclusion of a story. I made it through. Now I can go back to normal. But for you, there is no going back. Being spared is a call to step into a deeper level of obedience, awareness, and mission. When you walk forward after protection, your first task is to acknowledge that you are not the same person you were before the event. Something sacred has shifted. You have seen the reality of heaven's intervention in your life. You have felt the closeness of God's hand in the most dangerous of moments. This is not just survival. This is transformation. And transformation requires a response. Your steps now must be marked by gratitude. Not the casual kind you speak once and forget, but the living gratitude that shapes your daily decisions. Gratitude will keep you humble. Gratitude will keep you aligned. It will remind you that the same God who saved you yesterday is the one guiding you today. The next part of walking forward is awareness. You must carry with you the knowledge that spiritual warfare is real and constant. If the enemy failed once, he will try again. This is not to make you live in fear, but to keep you spiritually alert. That awareness will make you pay closer attention to the nudges, the prophetic dreams, the sudden thoughts, the changes in your environment that are actually divine messages. Chosen one, walking forward also means walking lighter. When God spares you, He often uses that moment to free you from weights you should no longer carry. Unnecessary relationships, toxic environments, habits that dull your spirit. Don't drag those things into your new chapter. You survived for a reason, and that reason is not to be tied to what nearly destroyed you. Another part of moving forward is telling your testimony. Your story is a weapon. It can break chains in others. When you speak of the spiritual encounter that saved you, you not only glorify God, but also give courage to those who are walking through danger right now. Do not underestimate the power of your voice. Many chosen ones are silent about their experiences, fearing people will not believe them. But your silence could be the reason someone else misses their warning. Speak, share, shine the light you've been given. As you move forward, keep building your spiritual shield. The habits you form after protection are the ones that will guard you in the next battle. Deepen your prayer life. Strengthen your worship. Feed your mind and spirit with truth. Let obedience become your instinct, not your afterthought. This is how you walk forward in strength, rather than simply drifting until the next crisis. Also, be intentional about listening for assignment. Often, after a close call, God will open new opportunities for you to serve Him. This could be a new role in ministry, a deeper call to intercession, or a mission to reach people you might have ignored before. Pay attention to these doors. They may not always look appealing or easy, but they will always carry eternal weight. Chosen one, walking forward after protection means you stop living on autopilot. You wake up each day aware that you are alive on purpose. You approach your work, your relationships, and your time with intentionality. You refuse to waste the gift you've been given. Every day becomes a step in fulfilling the assignment God kept you here to complete. It is also important to recognize that walking forward will sometimes require courage. You may face lingering fear from the event you survived. You may replay it in your mind and wonder, what if? But the same God who shielded you will walk with you through the healing process. Trust Him to replace your fear with faith, your anxiety with assurance. This is part of moving from merely surviving to truly living. And never forget, the closer you walk with God, the more His protection becomes a constant presence rather than an occasional rescue. When you live in step with Him, you will find that He leads you away from danger before it even approaches. You will experience fewer close calls, not because the enemy has stopped trying, but because you have learned to stay under the covering at all times. So walk forward, chosen one, with your head lifted high and your spirit rooted deep. Live in gratitude, walk in awareness, guard your steps, speak your testimony, and stay in step with the one who saved you. Your survival is not just a gift to you, it is a gift to everyone your life will touch from this day on. Closing prophetic blessing. Chosen one, as we reach the end of this message, I want you to pause and breathe in this truth. You are still here because heaven willed it so. The accident didn't claim you. The danger didn't consume you. The enemy's plan failed. And it failed because God Himself stepped into your story. This is not just survival. This is divine preservation. I speak over you right now. You will not waste this second chance. You will walk forward with clarity and courage. Every day from this point will be lived with intention. You will not drift. You will not grow cold. You will not forget the power that carried you through. The same God who spared you will guide you, shield you, and keep you until your assignment is complete. I declare that your ears will be tuned to the divine messages of the Spirit. Your eyes will be open to every spiritual encounter sent to guide you. Your dreams will carry prophetic clarity, and you will have the wisdom to interpret them. You will recognize the presence of angelic visitation in your life and walk in the peace that comes from knowing you are never alone. The fear that tried to linger from your close call will break off you completely. It will be replaced with unshakable faith. The heaviness of the what if will be exchanged for the assurance of God did. From this day forward, your steps will be guarded, your path lit, and your purpose strengthened. I bless your home, your health, your relationships, and your calling. I speak protection over you in every place your feet tread. May the shield of God surround you day and night. May His angels encamp around you, going before you to prepare your way and standing behind you to cover your back. And now, chosen one, I send you forward, not in fear, but in power. Not in hesitation, but in boldness. Go and fulfill the assignment that was worth saving your life for. Let your testimony be heard. Let your light shine. Let every step remind both heaven and hell that you are still here, chosen and covered. If this word has confirmed something deep within you, share it with others who need to hear it. Leave your testimony in the comments so that your survival can inspire someone else's breakthrough. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Spirit Guide and stay connected for more messages that feed your spirit and sharpen your discernment. Walk in blessing, walk in purpose. Walk in the covering of the Most High. You are chosen and you are kept, always.